Hello, welcome to Awakening with Nina, and I'm back again now to do the mid-June energy update. If you're new to my channel, then welcome in. I am Nina, and I talk about channeled work, I talk about mediumship, I talk about our psychic gifts, I talk about how it is to be on this journey called life, what it is like to be a spiritual being having a human experience. So that's kind of what this channel is all about. So if you're new, then welcome in. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about what I have been seeing for the mid-June energies and towards the end of June. It isn't that long ago since I posted the June video. It came out a little bit late. It came out the 5th of June. It was meant to come out a week earlier. Excuse me, but I was totally knocked out by the full moon. I have a cup of coffee with me today, so if you have a cup, then let's drink together. One of my guilty pleasures here in life is coffee. I can't stop. Anyways, so let's do this. Okay, so first of all, I want to address in the June video, Spirit talked a lot about fire energy, and the fire energy, of course, being fiery energy in general. But I felt it had very much to do with kind of anger energy as well. This kind of energy that's kind of it's a standstill, but it's vibrating and it's just about to explode, that kind of energy. But I understand also now the fire reference that I got from Spirit in that video, and that is, of course, these huge fires going on in Canada and the US, and I also know other places, also here in Norway. The weather has been so dry for several weeks, and we are not really kind of used to that up here north, where I live in Scandinavia. So there has been lots of forest fires, and now we even have a fire in town, in the capital, in Oslo today and yesterday night, in one of the old buildings in there. So it's a lot of fires happening, real fires, that kind of fire energy, and I wanted to address that a little bit as well. And it's, of course, devastating for the planet. My thoughts go out to, of course, everyone who is directly touched by these, inflicted by all these fires going on, losing their homes, losing forests, all the animals. My heart goes out to all the animals. And as a human, it's really sad to see these images, and I feel, as a human, I feel that a lot. As a spiritual being, there is a different way of looking at everything that's going on the planet, and from a spiritual perspective, it's more about energies. And also remember, like Spirit is saying, that fire is also renewal, because the old kind of burns up, and after that has died out, there is renewal in the ground. When the forest fire has died out, it will come back stronger than ever. It will grow back stronger than ever after a fire. And that's kind of also, I feel, what's happening to humanity in general, is that everything that no longer serves us is being kind of burnt away. And what's coming up after all of that has happened is going to be stronger than ever. So that's kind of a spiritual way of looking at it, I feel. And I don't know if that's any comfort for anyone, but at least it is for my human. And so I try to focus on that part of it and just send my love out to everyone who is affected by all these fires, all this fiery energy in general. So it's not going to die out anytime soon, I'm afraid to say. June month, the whole month, I felt like was a very fiery energy. And so I don't see it, all of a sudden stopping. There is a lot going on in politics. There's a lot going on people bickering, people saying bad things about one another, as I told you also in the June video about trolls on the internet. June is also Pride Month, and I have friends who are gay and who are lesbians, and I have, uh, you know, trans, and I have all sorts of friends and family members who are on different parts of that scale, if you will, and I love them all dearly, and we have experienced people burning the pride flag here, the rainbow flag, and that's just sad to me. That's as a human, really sad. And so it's that kind of anger coming to the surface as well, judgmental, um very, as I've been talking about a long time, this old-fashioned masculine energy that has to go now. But it comes to the surface in these kinds of times, especially around this Pride Month. And so we've seen a lot of hatred come to the surface, especially those internet trolls. And if you are one of those or know someone who has been, ridiculed or tramped upon, or, being called names because of who they love, then you have my sympathy and my love. That shouldn't happen to anyone. So yeah. So there is this anger element going on, this fiery element going on, and I feel it's going to last at least through June. Okay. So that's one thing. But let me just have a sip of coffee, and we'll look into some other aspects as well. Okay, I just got a message incoming. Archangel Gabriel. Okay, so Gabriel ask him to come to you when you need to communicate your emotions around this. If you need to reply to someone who has this kind of hatred in them, ask Archangel Gabriel to be with you to help you communicate it in the proper way. Okay, so he is here. He is the angel of communication. He is the angel of messages. He is the angel also of seeing things clearly. So when you need to see things clearly, you can call upon Gabriel. So I felt like the Gabriel energy was here and telling us to please call upon that energy of Gabriel. Yeah. And there is something about clarity. He is mentioning something about seeing things clearly. The clarity will come. And again, he's mentioning clear quartz, as I said to you also in the beginning of June, holding on to clear quartz when you need to see things clearly, and also when you need to communicate with spirit. You can, of course, if you want to have not just if you want to see things clearly, I would say what he's saying is to hold on to clear quartz. Selenite can also be good, and that's also very healing. But if you want to communicate with your team, you can also hold on to, like I have in my ears today, amethyst. Oh, this is there. This is amethyst that I have here in my ears. These earrings were actually bought in Lilydale, New York. What is for some people called the Mecca of mediumship. This little town of Lilydale, where all these mediums and psychics live. There's this cute little shop there, and I got these earrings there actually. Anyways, no, so amethyst, of course, when you want to communicate directly with your team, or mediumship also works very well with amethyst. But if you need to see something clearly, if you need an answer to something, they say clear quartz. Okay. So that was a message from Gabriel. And yeah, he also says that we will see things clearly soon. So there is something not only on the individual scale, but more on the bigger scale about seeing something clearly. For me, that might mean that something is coming to the surface. Some information will be coming to the surface, something that has been hidden for a while. And I've been talking about that for a long time as well, that all this old masculine energy is now coming to the surface. And with that, a lot of information about things that has been hidden. And not all of it very nice, I have to say. Some things that are coming to the surface now that is quite ugly, that has been going on for a long time, unfortunately. So I feel that might have something to do with it as well, then, that we will see more things clearly now because of new information coming up. Is there anything else, Gabriel? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I forgot that. He says, but I remember that I'm also the angel of clear sight. And I didn't understand what he meant by that first, because I was like, but I just said that. That's just what I've been talking about. And then he said, no, I mean for people who are seers. So the angel of clear sight. So if you need more help in your readings, if you need to see things more clearly, if you need to develop your skills as, clairvoyance, and also clairaudience, because he is the communication angel. So it's about the communication with them. So he says, call upon him when you need help in developing that gift. So that was new. Thank you, Gabriel. That was good information. Yeah. So call upon him. And also, okay, nothing is a coincidence. I have all these sprays that I have bought from this lady in England. And on my table right now, for absolutely no reason at all, there was this one spray that I forgot to put back, and it is Archangel Samuel, and the spray is called Love and Peace Healing and Connection Spray. So Love and Peace Healing and Connection Spray. It looks like this. Now these are made by Amanda Ellis. It says there on the bottom, if you can see. I don't know if we can find the. Can you see that? AmandaEllis.com. No, you can't see it. There, maybe. Well, anyways, it is AmandaEllis.co.uk. She sells these sprays, and she has for everything. She has all the archangels, all the energies, all the earth, water, all that. She has the Christ consciousness spray. She has a protection spray. She has specialized sprays for children. So I've used on my children. It's called sleeping spray, or something about sleeping soundly for the children that we spray in their bedrooms sometimes. And when they need, it's one called Fear Fighter, if they're scared of something, having anxiety, and these sprays are made with, I can read it on the back side here. It's spring water, essential oils, a little bit of alcohol, crystal essence, and 100% angelic and elemental energy. Okay, so she and her colleague makes these sprays. Sometimes they have set them out in a bowl with crystals in the moonlight, sometimes in sunlight, and sometimes they put them on different geometrical symbols. And sometimes there is also, like you can see underneath here, the flower of life. You can see that. So they put a sticker underneath there as well. So all these sprays are infused with angel energy and sacred energies, and also oil and crystals. So I have used these for a long time, and I spray them around me when I need different things. It's one for loss and grief, if you're going through something like that and you need support. So I'm in no way affiliated with her. So this is not something I'm going to make any money off of or whatever, but I just wanted to share that with you because it was sitting right here and I saw it right now. And Samuel is, of course, the angels who call upon for love and peace, and that's exactly what we need right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray this. I'm going to move my coffee so I don't get spray in my coffee. So I'm going to spray this right now and see if you can smell it. That would be fun. And because we need this right now. We need some love and some peace in all of this fiery energy and anger energy going on. So, whew, Oh, it's such a beautiful smell. I just love this. I don't know what she has used in this one particularly, but it just smells so good. Might be a little bit of rose in there, rose petal. But anyways, yeah, so I just recommend, I mean, you can probably find these sprays anyway. I know they have some sprays in Australia with, I think the natives down there has made some sprays. Or was it New Zealand? I can't remember, but I think you can find these sprays probably anywhere, but she's really good at it. That's just was my point, that if you want to check her out, you do that, because I love her sprays, so I have a bunch of them. Okay. Okay, so that was that. So I just saw it sitting there, so it was just a message for Shamiel as well, to call upon Shamiel when you need that love and peace around you. Okay. Okay, Spirit, what else do you have for us today? Okay. Okay, so they're talking about the sun. I have never heard this before, and I don't understand why they are saying this, but my job is not to interpret, but to just say what I get. First of all, they pointed my eyes towards this crystal here, which is a citrine, and they said the sun energy. And I said, okay, what about the sun energy? And then they actually said the sun is moving. I have no idea what that is. I've never heard about this. Okay, let me just hold on to this crystal and see if I can connect a little bit stronger with that message. Okay. Okay, I'm, I don't know astronomy. I have no idea, or astrology for that matter. So I'm just, connecting and just conveying what I see here. So there's two things they're showing me. One thing is that our galaxy, of course, moving all the time, which means that since it's turning, our sun is, of course, turning with it, meaning that our sun is moving into different parts of the universe, if you will, all the time. So that's one way of saying that our sun is moving. And so I asked them, okay, so that's it then, that we're just kind of entering a new, maybe energy part of the universe. And they said, no, the sun is also moving. And I was like, okay, what do you mean by sun is moving? And they said, from what I could see and what I could understand from them, that it's not a matter of a lot, but it is moving, meaning it's changing. It's not changing as in where it is in our galaxy, but it's almost like it's moving a little bit to the side. I don't understand why they're showing me this. This was very strange for me, people, I have to say. Yeah, okay, they just keep showing me that it's like on one side of the sun it's moving outward. So I don't know if that means that there is an expansion on one of the sides of the sun, but there's something about a movement of the sun. Okay, but I have to ask them why they're showing that too, and why is that relevant for us, really? Why is that relevant? Why is that relevant, Spirit? Huh. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Okay, so they're showing me, like, I'm seeing the sun here, and there is down on the, of course there's no left or right on the sun, but from my perspective it looks down on the left side when I'm looking at the sun from here. Down on the left side there is movement and there's growth, and there's there's something changing on that side. Okay, so there's movement on that side of the sun, and they say it matters because the the okay, I get it now. Thank you. Wow. Okay, this was different. They're saying that, the fiery energy we are experiencing now is not just man-made. It's also because the sun has gotten stronger. There's a lot of heat coming from the sun, and that is because of this movement. And also, what they say though is that there will be another movement, or maybe a diminishing of this movement later on, and it will lead to a cooler period. So from what I can understand from that is that they're assuring us that all this fiery warmth that we are experiencing now will diminish at some point. So it's not like our planet is just getting warmer and warmer and warmer, and all of a sudden everything will be, burnt up. It's just it's a period of time where this is happening right now, but it will go back. It will be diminished. But there is something about, so the only way I can explain it is on the left, down on the left side of the sun when we are looking at it from here, upright from on the northern hemisphere where I live. There's something happening there on that, because, but I mean, look it up. If anybody knows anything about astronomy, let me know in the comment section, or if you've heard about this in any way, shape, or form, because this was totally new to me. So, but my job is just to convey what I get, and that's it. So they showed me that, but I mean, that's a good assurance for us that things will get better after all of this fiery energy. Things will cool down again, and that is also fiery energy, as of course they explain in the, with the sun and with the heat that we're experiencing now. But of course also the heat in the anger, in the emotions of the people on the planet will at one point also cool down, after all of this has come up, after all this fire energy, after all this anger energy, after all of these secrets has come to the surface that hasn't been seen before, after we have seen all of those things clearly, there will be a cooling down. Once everything has come up, we have dealt with it, we have kind of felt it through, like we do when we are working through our awakening process and the dark night of the soul. We allow those dark energies to be felt through so that they can be released, because if you try to escape them, it will only get worse. And that's the same for the planet. The planet is also one living organism, it's a soul. And so she also needs to do the same. She also needs to let it come up and be felt so that it can be released. And that's the feeling I have, is that that's what's going on. But also in conjunction, in relationship with the sun, which is also a soul. It's also energy. It's also a light vibrating, and not only light as in the sun, but light being vibrating on a certain frequency. So they are kind of in a dance together, right? And that's yeah, I get the chills on my legs now, which is them telling me you got it now. Okay, thank you. So they're doing this dance, and that's why this is happening on the sun as well, because it's influencing, and she needs this to happen. The earth needs this to happen in order for her to shake off all of this, so that she can start anew. As I was coming back to what happened earlier when they showed me the fire and the forest kind of coming to life even stronger and better after the fire was gone. So that's kind of what they were saying with all of this. Very strange and different way of saying it. They could have said it maybe a little bit easier, but there you go. That's how it is. That's sometimes how you get things, I don't know. I'm gonna shuffle while I talk. I don't know if you do readings for other people, or if you probably have tried. It's the way things come to you. It's so strange, and sometimes you just cannot interpret what the frick they are trying to say, and And then you just have to remember, you are not the one who's supposed to understand it. It's the people getting the reading who's supposed to understand it. So your job is just to convey exactly what it is that you get. And sometimes when I've been doing mediumship or psychic readings for that matter, and something comes to me, I'm like, this makes absolutely no sense to me, but I'm just going to say it as I get it. And I tell them what I see, and they laugh and they're like, no, I understand perfectly what you mean, because this is exactly what my grandfather used to say or do, or, you know, and now I understand that it doesn't make sense for you, but yeah, you're spot on, you know. So that's just the way spirit works, you know. They don't always explain why things come in the way they come. They just send the message, and you're supposed to just pass it on. That's it. You're not supposed to interpret, you're just supposed to pass it on. Okay, so let's pull a couple of cards now before we end off this video. I don't want it to be too long. I feel like half an hour is more than enough time on these videos here. Okay, let's see. Guardians of the land, protection. You see that? Oh, that's beautiful. So that's a forest, the guardians of the land, protection. So what they're saying with that, and oh, I got the chills again. They are protecting the planet. The planet is protected. You know, we are the guardians of the land. You know, we as the people and the animals are the guardians of this land. And we are also, of course, here to protect. I mean, if you feel called for working to protect the planet, then please do. But they're also, with this card, I feel, saying that they are here and they are protecting, and they will not let Gaia go under, you know. So, and then I got Daffodil Fairy, new beginnings. As I said, once those fires are dying down, there is new beginnings coming after, right? And last card here. Secret Spring, success. So with the spring, the new is growing, you know. So I feel like spring, new beginnings, protection. So I think what they're trying to say here is that we're just supposed to allow all of this fire energy to be. Just allow it to be. Don't try and fight it. I mean, of course, firefighters have to fight the fire. That's not what I mean. But when you bump up against anger, when you bump up against that fiery energy, when you bump up against trolls or people having all sorts of strong opinions about whatever, just allow them to be what they are. They vibrate with it where they vibrate. They have their own journey here on the planet. You have your journey. So you be concerned about what's going on with you. Just allow it to be. And you can step back from it and you can just watch it, you know, be in the observer's seat and just see what happens. You can also be in the observer seat of your own life. If you are reacting to something with anger, just allow that to come up if it needs to come up, you know, to be released. But you can at the same time be in the observer seat, meaning your higher self, and observing that anger coming out. Observing your human, okay, I understand he or she is having a huge reaction right now, but it's this energy that's kind of stuck down here. It needs to come out. It needs to come up. Just send love to yourself. Just send love to your human and your body while that is going on, and allow that to just be, okay? And remembering that after all this fiery energy has come up, there's a new beginning. There's a new choice. There's a new opportunity. Because then you have released something energetically and you are ready to have something new to come in. And that's when the high frequent light energy can come into your physical form, for instance. But it's in all sorts of situations, you see. The fiery energy burns away what we no longer need, right? And also, I mean, this is for those of you who are interested in animals in the other realm, because they have some different kind of animals that are not currently living on our planet, but are living in their realm. For instance, people are talking about unicorns and those kind of things. Well, they exist in another dimension. Also dragons. So The dragon energy for me is helping to burn away those kind of old paradigms and old ways of looking at things, that kind of old anger energy. So what I do is I can call upon my dragon, and I can ask him to kind of blow his energy around me, and kind of burns away also if there's energy stuck in my field or in my house or whatever that is not supposed to be there. I can ask him to come and, blow his energy around me, and it burns away. So that's another thing you can do. And you can also do it in a meditation. Whether or not you believe in dragons or not really isn't important. What's important here is that you allow that energy to dissolve, to be burnt away. So you can sit down in a meditation. You can invite in your mind, if you only believe that it is in your mind, that's fine. But invite the dragon energy in to, burn away the lower vibrational energies. But when you are doing that, allow yourself to also feel when it leaves your body, because you can't just burn away everything negative around you or in you. You have to allow it to be felt in order for it to be released, or else it would just come back to you. So when you do that, of course, they can burn away whatever energies around you that you are not supposed to have, but the energies within you, you have to feel. But they can be with you when you feel through it, and they can help you kind of release it, if you will. Okay. Do remember, though, a little disclaimer: if you are experiencing heavy thoughts, if you're experiencing major anxiety, those kind of things, it might be helpful for you to contact the therapist to hold your hand throughout all of this. You don't have to do that alone. Okay, just to have that said, I've done that myself, and it has been a huge help for me. So don't be afraid to ask for help if you feel like you need that in that process of releasing all this old energy that's within your physical form. And that can come from trauma in childhood. It can come from incidents that has happened throughout your life here on the planet that has given your body a shock. And then that energy is kind of still stuck, if you will. It's still vibrating somewhere in you. And in order for that to be released, you kind of need something, first of all, to rattle it, which can be the white light, which can be the dragon energy, which can be something that you bump up against, like a trigger on the outside, that's rattling that energy. And so you start feeling it, it starts coming up. And then you might need someone to help in releasing that, in looking at that. Because if it's really severe, if you have experienced something really severe in your life, you might need a therapist to hold your hand through that, because that can be really heavy. Okay. I needed that, and that helped me immensely, just to have that said. So I'm not going to make this video any longer, okay? I think I'm just going to cut it there, and I'll be back doing some messages here and there. I feel like there's more messages coming in now. I'll make some small videos later on about that, because I feel like there's some angels, among other things, that wanted to come in with some specialized messages, but I'll get back to that, okay? But for now, that was kind of my mid-June energy update. I hope you appreciated it. If you did and you want to help the channel, then give it a thumbs up. Share it with people who might experience or appreciate this kind of information. And thank you so much for being with me today. Wishing you a beautiful day wherever you are in the world. Until the next time I see you.